From the Ticats Audio Network, this is Tasker and Andy.
Welcome to Tasker and Andy's first episode of the 2022 season. I'm Luke Tasker and, of course, Andy Fantuz, my buddy and my teammate, and now my teammate with the Ticats Audio Network. Andy, great to see you. Great to kick off our show for the season.
Yeah, it's great to be here. I'm pumped to get this rolling again, and we've had a few times together so far on the broadcast, but first time in the studio, so this is great.
Yeah, this will be good. We're going to do something. Task and Twos will kind of have a couple special episodes throughout the season. Might bring on some guests, and to kick us off this year, the Ticats, who will be playing at Tim Hortons Field this Friday against Edmonton. They're going to have an alumnus of distinction at the game, and this week is Dave Stala, the Hamilton favorite and CFL great. Dave Stala will be on the field and be part of our broadcast with the Ticats Audio Network in a couple different roles. And you'll kind of hear him and see him throughout the day on Friday. But Dave, we're happy to have you as a guest on the show, and man, congrats on being honored this weekend.
Thanks a lot, man. And did I hear this is a first show, so I'm the first round draft pick right now?
You are first overall, as always.
I like this. No, it'll be great. The team asked me to, come out and join the team, welcoming, running out in the field. The big thing is I get to bring my daughter, Chloe, just an experience for her. She's been part of some of the stuff that we've done, but again, it's going to be a lot of fun for her. And again, for me to come back and see the fans, it's definitely going to be exciting.
That's cool, man. How old's your daughter, Chloe?
She's 9.
So she's going to run on the field with you?
Yeah, hopefully she doesn't trip, but I got her, man. She'll be. Yeah.
I remember one time you guys were out there with the flag a few years back, and it was just a surprise. We're just looking down on the field saying, "What? Wait a minute, is that Stala and his daughter?"
Yeah, a couple of years ago, I brought her. It's always, it's always fun for the kids. I got Noah, that's 2.5. I wouldn't know, but I think he's still young. I'm not sure how he would react to that kind of pressure, in front of him. So I don't know if he's been in public places over the last couple of years like that. So. But again, it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's a big game for the Ticats. I think that's it's almost pretty close to a must-win. No, would you guys say?
Yeah, it's about time, man. I mean, Edmonton's 0-3 too. Like, it's time to get one going here before a long stretch of East games. But we all had our fair share of slow starts in Hamilton. We were just saying before we pressed the record button, we're all together for 1 year, 2013. And I feel like Stala's presence lingered for a very long time after he had left Hamilton. Remember training camp 2014, Stala was now no longer a Ticat. And the cheer at practices at the McMaster Field was, "Where's Stala? Where's Stala?" Bakari Grant would lead that cheer most days, but. Yeah, Sticky, you had a real lasting presence in the locker room.
No, it was always about it's always about a good time, right? When I first started playing, Don Matthews out of Montreal, he always said, once you cross that blue line, once you step on the field, just perform for me. Whatever you do before that, it doesn't really matter. Although you still prepare properly and you still have fun, but you Twos and Luke, you guys know I was always the guy that wants to have fun, always do the prank and mess with guys and do different shit and things to have fun, right? It's the locker room, and you always remember the games are it's business. You got to get the work done, but the locker room is probably the most thing that is probably missed as a player, I would say.
Dave, what were you? We had a couple different chapters of your career. You had you were part of that big. I want to call it the 3-headed receiving monster in Montreal. Was it Cahoon and Joel and yourself, Copeland?
Yeah, it was Copeland, Cahoon. There was Kwame Cavill, and then myself there. Yeah, the
4, I guess. And then you came to Hamilton, and so just tell us a little bit about your your experience in those different chapters. So Montreal here, and then in Toronto.
Well, I think the biggest one was a learning curve for me in Montreal, growing up and being able to play with those guys, Calhoun, AC, and Copeland, growing up and learning from those guys. That was a learning curve. And, '05 I had a great year. So did you. I think you were Player of the Year. Me and you battled it out, and you got that award, Canadian Player of the Year in '05.
What year was that?
'05, I think.
No, I was against you in 2010.
Oh, sorry, that was 10. Yeah, that was then. But in '05, I had 1,000 yards, so I had a pretty good season. But Calhoun was there, so I try to replicate what he did. So I try to learn those years from my first 5-7 years. I was just trying to get better, and then in '07, '08, I had that ankle foot injury where I didn't play many games. I played 1 year, 1 game in 2 years. Then I had to make a change, and Hamilton was kind of like, you become that vet, you become that guy. So over the next few years, the team started changing around. You were one of those guys that the guys are looking up to you. So you just try to play that role, and as you get older, as you guys understand, guys lean on you more as you get older. You're not leaning on the other guys. So that was probably more. And then the last couple of years, I just try to, my last 2-3 years, I still thought I had it to, be able to play, and had a chance to go to Montreal, play another year, and play in Toronto, which every Hamilton fan hated. But just like, but it's it's football, right? As you get older, I think I was done when I was 35. You just look for the next opportunity, and that's what came up. And I played a couple extra years. Made some money only on 10 catches a year, but it was a good ending to my career. And now I'm still back in Hamilton, still in Hamilton, 5 minutes from the stadium, doing what I love. So it's been a long ride, 13 years, but it's been a good one.
That's cool, man. The Speedy B had to make the same transition down to the arch rival there.
And talking about me and Andy went head to head when he was up East. I think he was the West Canadian Player of the Year, and I was the East. And I think, Andy, what'd you have? Week 14, 255 yards in one game. What was it? Remember that? I think that's what set me right there. That one game kind of pulled away everything. But that was a great man.
Yeah, thanks, bud. I don't know if the listeners realize, but at least in the last, the recent history, I think the 3 people on this call would be up for best hands in the Ticats in recent history. And I'm not sure which order, but I think most people would probably put Sticky number 1. But and no offense to White Lightning and White Lightning Jr. here, but pretty legendary set of mitts in this group call here. It's pretty awesome.
I remember my first weeks up there was when we were playing at Guelph 2013, and like I was so new, I was still getting to know like the guys in my own position group. Like this was first or second game, and Sticky, you had like a catch. I actually think there was a double pass involved in this game too, but you had a catch from Hank Burris that was like way out on the far sidelines of Guelph, and like a classic Sticky snag with one hand in traffic. It was wildly impressive. And Andy, this was in, you were prime of the career. So you two were the vets that I was looking up to right when I first came in 2013. It was great.
Well,
this is what I was talking about, same with Calhoun, right? Guys I was looking up to when I was growing up. Try to copy their routes and do the things they were doing properly. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's you guys. Because I had to come up here, and when I came up to learn the waggle, it was you guys who were the masters of the waggle. Like that was the year we were practicing McMaster, and I remember it vividly. Like starting, like understanding that it wasn't just a head start. It was a tool to use. In your angles and your speed, and you guys were sort of the tops at that at a perfect time for me coming up from an NFL camp.
The double pass you referred to, I remember Stala, you bombed one to me that game, and just in the end zone, and I did not catch it. It was like It was a challenge catch, but I still should have had it. I felt pretty bad because you threw a cannon on that one.
I did remember that now. I remember that. Yeah.
Too, is the best play of my career still was the pass that you and I connected on in the Eastern Final in Ottawa. That was awesome, man.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Stala, walk us through the if you go to Google Dave Stala, about 50% of the content that comes up is touchdown celebrations. Give me some of your favorite in your memory of some of your celebrations.
I mean, I always try to come up with something differently. The best one was probably the hacky sack that I did in Saskatchewan. I think it was during the World Cup was going on, and I was a soccer player growing up, so being able to juggle soccer ball is pretty easy, but then, I started practicing with the football, and it was something I was able to do, and it turned out pretty good because I could have gone the other way, right? If, one run gone the other way. But I think probably one of the best things that was because it hit my favorite show, PTI, down in the States. That's, got 1 million views on YouTube and stuff like that. But it was always something different. Again, this is the messing around stuff. The next year I started telling jokes on the sidelines. Just come up with stupid stuff that people are like, what is this guy doing? Just kind of those things, the Oski Wee Wee, the things that people don't know. I still got a few celebrations that no one's ever done that I still want to do. I think I want to pass it on to some guys.
That's great, man. If you haven't YouTubed the hacky sack touchdown celebration, which probably every Hamiltonian has seen that a couple times, but if you haven't, definitely check that out. That's a classic from Dave Stala, 2010, I think it was. But I remember in the locker room at Jarvis, the Halloween. Sticky goes all out for Halloween. Let's say that. Let's just say that. You want to share your Halloween experiences?
Yeah, I don't. It's always fun in games. So I'm always a clown. So I mean, I guess what year? No, I had one coach kick me out of there. I think it was Toronto. Got Milanovic got pissed off. I was in meetings. I think we might have lost the game that week. I got it. 9 o'clock came in, and I sat down in a meeting in the clown suit, right? And he's like, "Get out of here, go get changed." But I can do baby, like I can do animals, I can do flowers, I can do balloon animals. So it's like entertainment. Here in Hamilton, actually, I had a friend that was like an artist. So I would get up at 5, 6 in the morning. She would do all my face makeup before we went to the locker room, so it looks good. And guys, it's all about entertainment. It's all about fun and games, man. That's what life's about, man.
That is awesome. So, so you got kicked out of the locker room when you were. That's
the one, yeah. In Montreal, they had that. They had a contest. So basically, I spray painted my whole self gold and put a box on the bottom of my shoes. Basically, you stand like a baseball bat. But yeah, I know. I got an old man who my head, so I shaved my head like an old man, like this. Put a pillow back, and then with a cane in my hand. But yeah, we can keep going, guys.
That's great stuff, man.
How much trouble did you get in when you took off your practice jersey on the way to McMaster on the bus and gave it to somebody on the side of the street, who then went on to wear it every single day for the next 3 months, but you didn't have a practice jersey that day?
Yeah. Yeah, that was the guy by Ray Street. I do remember that now, Andy. Yeah. I was there every day, and he was asking for stuff. So, was it me that threw it out, or somebody's messing with me? What happened?
No, it was you.
Okay. I think it was you, yeah.
On the way to practice, too, not the way home from practice.
No, it's great. So
that's cool, dude. The Stala, you have a pretty well known but a really special life story, and just kind of how you and your family came to Canada, how you got involved in football, and that led to the CFL. You've been removed from playing for a couple seasons now, but getting honored at the stadium this weekend, are you thinking back at all, or does it make you sort of reminiscent about sort of how far you've come and maybe how unlikely your successful career was? Anything to say about just how far you've come?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Hamilton, so as a Hamilton kid, to be able to play in Hamilton, in the stadium, to have a career for 13 years, it definitely has been an honor. Never knew this was going to happen, honestly. Just took a path, went to St. Mary's in Halifax, got drafted. Always worked my butt off. I know that. But yeah, always coming back here. I've been away from football for a long time now, for the last 5-7 years. When I was done, you guys know football is there. You got to give it all, right? So you wake up to eat, to work out, to run, to do everything to get right for the season. So I just needed a break from football. It's nice to get back around it. We still have season tickets on the 50-yard line as a family. But to be able, to be honored and be out on the field with the players, with some of the alumni, it's definitely an honor, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And the fans, it's always about the fans. The fans always been great here. They've always been nice and welcoming and rowdy, right? And pretty crazy over here. So it's always back, and it's awesome to come back and have this opportunity, I guess.
Very special, man. The obviously Hamiltonians, anyone who's taken a drive down King Street will know a little bit about maybe what you're doing now. But why don't you share with the listeners kind of what's been next after the football life for Dave Stala?
Well, it's always been difficult for players to figure out what they're doing after football. Fortunately, I was able to, get into some renovations and some investment properties. But over the last couple of years, we were able to open up a store downtown Hamilton on King and Wentworth. So we supply small builders, renovators, and contractors, basically interior finishes. So, we do takeoffs for building materials such as trim, doors, flooring, once you get your drywall up, all your interior finishes. So there's a need for it. There's no store like it downtown. We have 2 warehouses downtown Hamilton, 5 minutes from the stadium, 2 right across the street from our high school, right where I grew up. So it was important for us to open up downtown where my roots are, where we grew up, and give another service to the people down here in Hamilton what's missing. We're also doing a very cool initiative for community involvement. We're doing a program called $1 for Doors. So right now we're raising every door we sell. We donate $1 to a community recipient, and then we have a community partner that matches it. And if the client wants to donate, they can also do so. I think we're over like $1,500 for the last quarter. It's our first run at it right now. So it's a new initiative we're starting for $1 for Doors, but I think it's going to pick up some rhythm over the next few months and over the next couple of years. But it's a cool thing to be able to do something I was given. I was never, people did a lot of things for us here, gave us a lot of stuff to be able to play football, to, succeed in this neighborhood. So we should be able to give back to, the kids that need stuff and the people that need different, different avenues.
Yeah, that's great, man. Giving back to the community is always something you've been a big part of. Even at the Grey Cup last year, you threw a couple nice parties in your new space there. So yeah, definitely go check out Stala Renovations if you haven't seen it yet. Stala, I know,
very cool, man.
I know you're a big foodie as well. You got any favorites in Hamilton that you'd recommend for different cuisine?
Yeah, a bunch of places in Hamilton. I mean, over the last couple of years, as you guys know, it's grown. I'm going to go to Lock Street, probably one of my boys' place. Westtown is a staple over there. It's been there for 30 years. Good food, good people, and, you always get a sports game on there. But also Rugatino is a nice little Italian spot on Lock Street, another friend of mine that owns it. But just good atmosphere, and Lock Street's a good one. But even King William's another, you got about 10 restaurants. They closed the city down. So it's becoming more of a foodie place, and I like going out. I like, having a good time and enjoying myself.
That's great, man. Well, congrats, Sticky, man. It's well deserved, and excited to see you and your daughter run out on the field for before the Ticats this season. You were a great one, man. Great teammate for me as a younger player. Both you guys, Sticky and White Lightning Senior, you guys were both great for me in my career. But Dave, we'll see you out there this weekend, and Ticat fans, be sure to check out and be there before the kickoff so you can see Dave Stala on the field. And if you're not at the game and you tune into the Ticats Audio Network, Dave will be joining the broadcast in some capacities throughout the game, and we'll be kind of going back and forth with him throughout the night. So looking forward to a great Ticat weekend. Thanks a lot, guys.
Awesome, man. This was great. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.